Before I say anything, what is this Crunchyroll? Do you use AI to generate the prompts for the translators? Because I have no idea who Hashiga and Tango are.
There's Hashiga and Tango's connection.
And why you translated English to English?
Good evening, everybody.
Because I want to believe that an event of a global magnitude as the Anime Awards would have bettered the translators to have an idea to what the people they are translating for are talking about. Even I that barely grasped Japanese knew that Hanazawa-san said Tanjiro and the Hashiras. And for that matter, a good translator should know how to differentiate levels of politeness and translate accordingly. I mean,
That's it, everybody.
and another thing, a translator should be able to do, I don't know, translate? I mean,
富岡牛役の桜井孝弘です。この度は
Tomioka?
大変名誉な賞をいただきありがとうございます。
Thank you.
so with that, here is the good, the bad, and the plain weird of the 2025 Anime Awards. And let's start with something good. The opening ceremony, and I say ceremony because the awards started way before in the pre-show, something that everybody noticed and complains about. And my theory for that is that the Crunchyroll's pre-show is what the Power Rangers is to the Super Sentai, the Nickelodeon Awards with the Oscar audience. I mean, seriously, how can you present Must Protect at all costs to people in suits and ball gowns? That is what the first award was, Best Animation. That was the real show. It also won there was no Best Boy or Girl, which apparently is something that Crunchyroll doesn't care about anymore. Why Crunchyroll? Why? This also explains why the Crunchyroll Awards are just a popularity contest. When it comes to Best Anime, these are two different shows. Anyway, Creepynuts opening with Blink Bang Bang Born is what an anime award for anime fans should look like. Another great thing was having Iron Mouse
Hi everyone, I'm here with the incomparable Paloma Mommy.
be so involved with the pre-show. Honestly, she should have just hosted the whole thing. No shade to Jon Kabira or Saliamaki, but come on Crunchyroll, know your audience. And I know, the real show was geared towards the exec in the ballroom, but the real audience was the 500,000 in YouTube and I don't know how many in Twitch because I can find the stream. Regardless, that 500,000 were not there to see the president of Sony Group Corporation give a speech, or an Olympian, or the kids from Stranger Things. Nothing against them, but what makes them the correct people to present anime awards? Why don't you just have Michael B. Jordan say Naruto for 2 hours?
Question. Favorite anime is Naruto Shippuden.
That will make more sense. Have famous cosplayers, YouTubers, or someone related to the anime industry that we the audience know or are aware of the relationship with anime present. Like, I don't know, Iñaki Godoy, Taz, Hayao Miyazaki, Makoto Shinkai. Hell, at this point, I will understand if you have John Cho, or the guy who played Goku in Dragon Ball Evolution, or the actual singers behind those opening songs. In short, people who are related to the anime industry but also connected with the audience. But having Iron Mouse, at least for the pre-show, was awesome and made the Anime Awards feel like, I don't know, Anime Awards. Another good thing, the actual winners, not counting Best Anime, that is something that I will address on its own. Request as the best ending theme song did its job. It's a song that keeps the hype of each episode but doesn't make you feel like the episode is about to start. Something that Taidada did. It was too good to be a closing song. And now that I'm talking about openings, I love One Piece, but its openings are not the best. There is a reason why We Are is the only song that gets played in after parties at cons. And Kaiju number 8, like Oshinoko Season 2, were not popular enough to be real contenders, especially after the fact that a lot of anime gained popularity because of their opening songs. I mean, look at Mashle and Nokotan. Nobody saw Nokotan, but we all know the dance. So the real contenders really were Blink Bang Bang Born, Otonoke, and Level, and if any of them were the winners, it would have been well deserved. Now, Must Protect at all costs. As much as I would have loved seeing Senshi or Okaron win, well, they're not in need of protection, and I know that the idea was that if something would happen to them, we will be devastated, but then again, Okaron, Senshi, and Frieren are mostly loved because they can overcome things. And last year, Anya was upset by Boji, so yeah, this is her year. Best supporting character going to Fern, I think we all can agree that it is what it is, and it's well deserved, especially because it was really hard to choose between all the amazing contenders. So, moving on. Best main character. I'm not even gonna touch this one. We all know that Momo has more aura, and so does Okarun, especially if you read the comment sections in the words. On to best drama. Let's be honest, we all only saw Frieren. Some watched Pluto. Only after someone told them about the big plot twist, it is the origin of Astro Boy, and even more, most of us never even heard of A Sign of Affection. So, yeah. Best Isekai. Hear me out. Re:Zero is awesome. But did it need to be an Isekai? Not really. Subaru could have gained the powers any other way in the story, and the story would still be awesome. Same goes for Konosuba. Now, Mushoku Tensei is the only one that actual Isekai has something to do and affects the story. That's it. Suicide Squad. Oh lord. Established characters in a completely new scenery? I'm glad Re:Zero won. Best Action. Are you kidding me? You have Demon Slayer in the nominees and you think that this is okay. Best Comedy. Actually, Mashle is the only actual comedy in here because I have no idea what the hell Nokotan is because I never watch it, and Dungeon Meshi, Ranma, and Spy Family have funny moments, but in no way are comedies, so by default, Mashle was the only option. Now, Best Romance. The only thing that I had to say about Best Romance is that Scott Pilgrim Takes Off is literally whatever the opposite of the definition of romance is, and that is all I'm going to say because I did not see the other ones. Now, two things. How can you have Demon Slayer have the best animation yet not be better at animating action than Solo Leveling? That is literally a contradiction. And how can you have the best director, a person who wins because they directed the love out of the show, which is overseeing every aspect of the show, which literally means it's better in every way. Go to Frieren, and yet Solo Leveling still won Best Anime. Best Original Anime. Let's just say that even the creators of Ninja Kamui didn't believe they had a chance, so much that they didn't prepare a speech. Great for them, but god. Now, about Best Continuing Series, One Piece is at its peak, story-wise, but can anyone say that they love Toei's pacing? Especially after we saw how much better their own redo of Fishman Island was? My Hero is awesome and probably the best season yet, but it's still toxic thanks to its fans. And Spy Family and Oshinoko were one-hit wonders of the summer. And while Bleach is awesome, it's not animated by the powerhouse that is Ufotable. So if you really look at it, Demon Slayer, well deserved. And before I address Anime of the Year, the plain weird thing that had me feeling like I was going crazy was that they honor Attack on Titan with the Global Impact Award. First of all, it's a really good anime, but it hasn't created a cult amongst anime communities, not like Evangelion has. The show that literally gave us the Anituber Giga Alpha Chat Giguk, the only person at this year's Anime Awards that can be called an expert in the matter, along with the phrase that encapsulates anime, because everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say get in the mother-loving robot. Which is funny that Giguk got asked if he will get in the robot, since his Eva Bridge series is the origin of the praise.
I have the perfect idea. Get in the damn robot, Shinji! Genius!
Or Dragon Ball, because even your grandmother knows what a Goku is. Yeah, she says a Goku. Same goes for Pokemon. But if any anime deserves an award for becoming a global phenomenon, is the one that literally put anime cons in the mainstream minds by creating fans willing to dress up as many characters as the show has, by the millions. Because let me ask, when did anime become mainstream? According to me, because I was there when it happened, at the same moment that cosplay became mainstream. And when was this? Well, let's see. Not in the first decade of the century, because if we look at the most popular anime each year, none gather on holy numbers at cosplay meetups, and definitely not the first 5 years of the 2010s. I mean, look at the list. But then, 2016 came along, and with one little manga by one Koei Hirokoshi enters My Hero Academia. And suddenly, small cons all over the world became big, and 6 to 7 out of 10 cosplayers at those cons were My Hero Academia cosplayers. Before that, cons, according to the mainstream media, were attended by, hers to say, basement dwellers. And suddenly, merch was all over the cons. Pins, badges, figures. bags. In less than a year, Hot Topic became an anime retailer, and we all started walking wearing said pins, said shirts, said bags, and then Demon Slayer came along with Jujutsu Kaisen, and then everybody rushed to cosplay. The floodways were open, cosplay became mainstream, and with that the shame was away. Oh, praise the Lord! Anime was nothing to be hidden anymore. Anime was cool, and the people responded. People went to cons to see cosplayers like anyone goes to Disney World or Times Square to take pictures with your favorite characters. Taking pictures with your favorite character became a thing. All thanks to the little drawings of one Koi Hirokoshi. Said that. Going back to the anime awards, let's say yes, for whatever reason Attack on Titan is the current global phenomenon that they say, and not the show with currently 2 remakes, One Piece. But the most bizarre thing of all this is that they didn't invite the actual person behind Attack on Titan. Where was Hajime Isayama? Why do you honor someone's work and not only not having them being there in person receiving the award, but doesn't even get mentioned? But going back to the good thing, having Lisa perform was amazing. Having her go all the way back to 2012 and perform Closing Field, and then My Hero Academia's Date Atashi no Hiro, and then Gurenge? How did the salarymen were not in their feet dancing? But anyway, here we go. Anime of the Year. Hear me out. I know that Dandadan, Delicious in Dungeon, Apothecary Diaries, Frieren were miles better. But, just as I said before, My Hero Academia was more deserving of the Global Impact Award, not because it was superior, but for what it brought. And Solo Leveling was the only anime that made it out of the otaku sphere. It pains me to admit that, as an ambassador, Solo Leveling represents better and can create more anime lovers than Frieren or Delicious in Dungeon. So there it is. But what do you think? Am I wrong? Am I just coping? Leave comments down below, don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow me for more anime and sometimes video game news.